Brad, when Lutz put this team together, he talked about the spine of the team. Could this be the first week that you have that whole spine? Berkey, Nielsen, Blom, Löwen, Klaus.
Yeah, it's trending in the right direction, and I think, yeah, we've seen a lot of pieces of the puzzle come together. Probably not all at the same fitness levels, but I think slowly come together. And every minute these guys play together, it just brings us one step forwards, right? So, seen some good things over the last couple of weeks.
Is that obviously a good foundation to be able to build around if you have those five guys healthy and good to go?
Yeah, I think it is for sure. I think we've proven, that we can make means do with other pieces, with our philosophy, with our sort of intensity and how we go about the games. I think we've managed to balance out certain things. There's no denying quality, right? There's no denying quality and what the spine brings to the table. But that would also discredit the other players who've done so much. So, I like to keep it next man up mentality. And if the next man up is the guy originally we brought in for the spine, then that's him now, next man up. So we only do this as a collective to get the benefit of results and the team and, yeah, to get on the same page. And the more healthy bodies we have, the better it is for everyone.
Speaking of healthy bodies, Tim Parker back out there today, Rasmus Holm not out there today?
Yeah. So, I mean, Rasmus is an ongoing thing that's been plaguing him for a couple of months now. And some days he has good days and some days bad days. So we'll have to see and make a call on Rasmus. But yeah, I'm not too sure. He has some discomfort in his lower abdomen. So yeah, we just have to monitor that. Tim feels good.
Is Lucas Bartlett with City too?
Yes, he's going to get some minutes with City too.
Santiago.
Bradley, Galaxy started a run of good form right around the time they play City here in City Park, and they're also fighting for a playoff spot. What to expect from this Galaxy team?
Yeah, listen, 17 points in 9 games. We have 18 points in 10 games, so that just shows you the current run of form and the type of teams we are coming up against now, right? So whether it's Galaxy, Houston, Vancouver, LAFC, like everyone is having a good run of form right now, and we know what stage of the season it is, and obviously we happy and grateful and sort of delighted that we have points in the bank and points where we are. We've earned them and they're ours, and no one can take them away from us. Those teams still have to earn those points, right? So we have something against that, and we want to try and keep as many points as we can, even when we have road games.
Is Anthony Marcanic going to be available for this game? I know he came out the last game.
Yeah, he just got a spasm. So he's been training the whole week with us, and, I assume he should be ready to go.
Coach, Riqui Puig leads the Galaxy in pretty much every meaningful category. You've faced him once. What do you expect to be able to do to stop him?
Yeah, he's a big transitional player for them, right? So he can, in their possession, they're one of the best teams in the league who possess the balls. They're one of the best teams who have the best passing accuracies. They have the shortest passing distance. So, they're going to try and shift us quickly and then change the point of attack. But everything pretty much comes through Riqui. And he's difficult to track. He's a good player. He's sometimes he bounces out as an outside back, and then he's between the center backs, and then he's all over in the right wing and then the left wing. So, it's up to us about our positional discipline on the day in how we go about it, and not to be too attracted to the man, but making sure we shift over, connect, and making sure we get numbers around the ball. So yeah, we want to deny the service to Riqui Puig, and they have some good players doing that too, right? So I mean, you can see they're peaking at the right time and trying to make a late playoff push here, and they are a good team. Their latest record shows that. So, but I think it's not just built around Riqui; it's built around other good players as well. I think Tyler Boyd in direct transitional play, he can hurt you. He's a real weapon in the attack. So I think they have some different methods and ways to go about hurting you, but Ricky's for sure the orchestration of that.
And you mentioned their recent run of form, so unbeaten in their last 3 and haven't lost at home since, I believe, May. Do you see this as a different Galaxy side that you played in June, or do you see a lot of the similarities in what you faced then?
Yeah, I think a lot of similarities. I think it's a team who enjoy the ball, a team who enjoy, connecting passes, playing sideways and backwards, and then try to isolate you on one side. But yeah, listen, I think it's a good team. I think it's a great matchup for us. It's always these, if you look at the Western Conference, we were bringing something different to the party, right? We're a different mold and cut from a different cloth than a lot of the other Western Conference teams. And we've posed some problems for these Western Conference teams. And I think LA Galaxy included in the first game. So I thought we dominated that game. And just a pity that we give up one moment in that game and concede late on, right? So I thought we had pretty much, dictated and controlled that game as we wanted to. And I think pretty much the same recipe this time around.
Coach, given how the teams around you in the Western Conference have performed lately, is there some added confidence knowing that you do control your own destiny the rest of the way out?
Yeah, it's up to us for sure. You're right. But for not 1 second do I want to put added pressure on my team to say you have to finish first or second or third or fourth, right? So winning is a byproduct of doing good things, right? And we've done some great things in this season. And we are where we are because we deserve to be there. The points are in the bank and they're on the board. No one can take those away. So yeah, again, it's in our hands and we control our destiny, but there's no have to discussions going in the locker room. We just have to give the best version of ourselves and be the best teammate I can be and be the best soccer player I can be on and off the field, right? And show example of leadership and qualities and accountability and all these good things we speak about throughout the course of the season. For me, it's never been a have to moment right now.
Coach, you've got a wealth of attacking options. So you mentioned Rasmus might not be available, but how do you approach finding time for all of the different attacking options who have now either rounded into health or in Nukby Thorson's case, kind of gotten up to speed in the system? Is it a formation based? Is it who your opponent is? Yeah,
I think we've always, given out our tactical game plans according to the opponent. So sometimes it's been 2 strikers, sometimes it's been a 2-3-1. Just depending on where the spaces will be. So again, this just gives us extra incentive and extra, I would say, opportunities and chances for guys to get minutes. And, the big picture is always, in a few games time, there's always a bigger picture. But right now we're just focusing on the next game and how we can get the next 3 points and how we can make life tough and difficult for the next opponent. So yeah, we've had some discussions. We've shown some tactical game plans and videos and what have you. And we feel we've prepared in the right way to tackle Galaxy.
How's Nico?
Good. Yeah, I think he's taken a while to get used to, the robustness back in, as a hold-up striker or a secondary striker running off the shoulders of defenders. It took him a while to feel comfortable with his shoulder, but I think yesterday was his best session. So yeah, I'm excited to see. We have 3 great options, whether from the bench or whether starting. I think we have some real weapons to go 2 strikers, 1 striker. So yeah, I think it's added incentive for our whole attacking group to have that quality on the bench.
And Nielsen's he went his first 90 the other game against Kansas City. His knees handled that okay? Yeah,
again, he took, as everyone, the regen days to regen, and he trained when he needed to train. So I expect Joachim to be back, match days -3, -2, -1. He definitely part of those days.
I think I asked this earlier in the year, actually, but so many surprises from guys that you may not have expected to contribute. More surprises since I last asked you that question. AZ Jackson, Sam, anybody who stands out in terms of contributing to the team that you may not have expected earlier?
Yeah, the system. That's been the main contributor, and everyone's bought into the system and has a collective belief that what we're doing, brings out the best of their qualities. So if hunting the ball and chasing and turning up the ball high in areas that, give these guys more opportunities to put them then on the display, that's awesome, because they really work hard. I think my group covers a lot of ground. I think they're brave to defend forwards. I think, we put them into some situations where, as a soccer player, generally thinking, this is a big risk to go and defend here or do this over there. But we like that. We live on that threshold, on that knife's edge, right? And we've been rewarded through our, we don't even call it risk, but through our, passion and intensity. We've created so many chances, and by that, we've put guys on the map. We've put guys, of 0 value who are now very valuable, just in terms of the American soccer landscape and in terms of their development pathway. A lot of these guys are in negotiations or contracts or whatever their futures may bring, different teams, inquiries and what have you. This is awesome for our club. But it's also important not to lose focus on the job at hand.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you.
No holidays.
Anyway, how have you felt about this team offensively over the last few games? About do you feel you're creating enough chances or taking advantage of the chances that are out there?
Um, I mean, we scored six times against Austin, against Dallas. Was a tough game. They were one man down for a long time, but it's hard when they sit very, very deep, and it's hard to break them down. But in the end, we still scored twice. And yeah, I think in Kansas, we for sure had moments where we could have done more. Then we can also talk about the offside of Sam, if that's really offside or if that's a second goal for us. So I think, yeah, we always scored in the last couple of games. We scored a lot of goals, but for sure there were moments where we could have done more.
You only had like 2 shots on goal in the Kansas City game, but there were like some options, some chances that maybe didn't get the chances for more shots that didn't come together.
Yeah, yeah. Moments where we had to be cleaner, where we are in a good spot, but then the last pass is not perfect. But yeah, as I said, we still scored a lot of goals, and yeah, in that game for sure, we wished that we created more chances and get some more shots off. But yeah, we hope to do that on Sunday.
Is that just a fun game out there Saturday though, with the crowd, the atmosphere there?
Oh yeah, 100%. It felt like in home game almost. We enjoyed it a lot. Our fans are just awesome. So many fans came over there, and it was for sure very special.
Edu, in moments like that where you're struggling to create chances or get shots on goal, do you ever feel added responsibility based on your role in the offense to generate something yourself?
Yeah, I mean, of course, obviously, I'm always trying my best to put my teammates in a good spot, to assist them, to put them in good situations where they can score, or maybe get myself into situations where I can score. But I mean, in the end of the day, yeah, I'm trying to contribute as much as possible offensively. But we shouldn't forget, I'm not a 10, I'm not a striker, I'm a 6. So I have also defensively, I have my responsibilities, and I think that's where the coach wants me to be as well. So I think I'm trying to do my job both ways.
Against the Galaxy, who like to possess the ball, they have a very strong midfield. How do you view those responsibilities, and is it any different than a team like Kansas City?
Yeah, I mean, as the coach already mentioned, they are very good with the ball, very good in possession. They have a lot of good individual players, and I think we saw in our own stadium that they broke us down a couple times, even if we pressed well. And if there are moments we are not like fully into it, fully committed, then for sure they will break us down, because it's a very good team. So we have to be very careful in that, and we have to be very aggressive against the ball, and very smart and very compact. And yeah, like in the last game, like one time we caught sleeping and we conceded a goal in a game where we had to win it, and then in the end we stand there with 1 point and are upset about that. So for sure we have to be aware the whole time, the whole game.
And then with that game, where they took a point here at City Park, you picked up a yellow card early. Is there any kind of, first of all, is there any thought to how that last game went against Galaxy? But also, is there any difficulty in being over aggressive or picking up a yellow too early, which might change the way the rest of the game goes?
Yeah, I remember I picked up the yellow card because I had to do a foul, because Puig would have been in a good position, and we were a little bit sloppy on the ball a couple of times, lost the ball very easily, and then in that situation, I was a little bit late and I had to take the foul, and that's obviously not good. I mean, I'm happy that I'm only on 2 yellow cards, but it's never good when you end up with a yellow card 15 or 20 minutes in a game. So I think, as you said, yeah, we have to be aggressive, but we also have to be smart. That's for sure.
Santi?
Edu, last 7 games of the season, it seems like every game matters. City's in a great position, but for example, LA fighting for a playoff spot, and next few games, same thing, teams fighting for positions on the table. For you, is this different this last part of the season, or is it similar to what you have experienced throughout the 27 games in the season?
Yeah, I think there is a difference to it because yeah, as the season begins, it's a little bit different, and now, as you said, everybody wants to get to the playoffs. All the teams, even down there, you know, who everybody thought like they are not gonna make it. LA Galaxy is one of these teams who won a lot of games. Inter Miami with Messi now. Kansas City is also getting closer there, so it's not going to be easier for sure. Yeah, as the coach mentioned, we are on the first spot and we want to defend that spot. But yeah, we also don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves, but we want to win every single game and want to get every single point we can get to defend that spot and not only go to the playoffs, but go to the playoffs with confidence and hopefully also with the home advantage.
Eddie, you talked a little bit earlier about Ricky Puig and the battle between you and him in the midfield. The pressure, like we said, it's a little bit more amped up, getting close to the playoffs. Are you kind of looking forward to that matchup and like getting ready to have that battle with him?
Yeah, I mean, in the league, there are many great players, you know. You can always pick certain individual players of every team. But for sure, Ricky Puig, yeah, I mean, he's playing striker very often as well. He's playing sometimes a little bit further in front. He can also play on the six. Obviously, he's a great player. He's very technical, very smart. And yeah, we for sure have to be careful and have to have an eye on him and always be there and don't give him too much time and space because he's going to use it. And yeah, so I think we have to be very good at that. And I mean, I'm always excited for every single game, but it's not that I'm more hyped up for the game now. It's just like a usual game, which I want to win.
Just going off of what Santi asked, given the maybe heightened importance of these last couple of games, do you find it difficult to remind your team that they've got to stay composed, mainly some of those younger guys, or do you feel like everyone is pretty on board with how they need to take and approach these next couple of games?
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of young players, and I think that's also up to the leaders in the team then to lead well and to push everybody and to yeah, lead as a good example, as a good role model in the team. And but I mean, in the end of the day, also we expect from the young players to lead and also put every effort into it, like everything they can, because in the end of the day, as I said, we want to defend that spot. We want to not only make it to the playoffs, and we know there's a lot on the line, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, but still we hold each other accountable, and we want to win every game, and we don't want to be sloppy. Like, yeah, we have now a couple away games, and we focus on the home games because every single point is going to be important. We're going to play also against LAFC. We're going to play against Seattle. So these are very, very important games, and I think yeah, there shouldn't be extra motivation. Everybody should be ready for that, and everybody hopefully wants to win every single game and has that winning mentality. I mean, in the end of the day, you don't need anybody else to push you forward. I think being here with an expansion team, with all this environment, with these fans and everything, there should be motivation enough.
Yeah, is there a need, you have this run of 3 road games in a row, to get some points out of these games?
Yeah, obviously, for sure. I mean, we are not going there to take a nice trip to LA and enjoy some time together. Obviously, we want to win. We want to take every point we can get. We want to take as many wins as possible. So, and that's how we're gonna approach every single game. Obviously, when you play at home, it's for sure different, and there's an advantage for us because of our great stadium, our great fans. But in the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We want to win every single game. Doesn't matter where it is, when it is, and who we are playing.